Okay, everybody. Well, welcome back. We'll talk about another issue for a second here. I made a little mannequin, and he originally was created to show scale, the proportions of a human. He or she has about the proportions of a human. I was working on a flying machine. I found a turbo shaft jet engine, and this is down here drawn to scale, and he's got his own little mannequin chair that he sits on. And the flying machine itself has this is 140 horsepower jet engine running 140 horsepower gear hydraulic pump. There's plenty of those around. And up here is a 20 horsepower hydraulic motor, of which there's plenty of those. There's 6 of these, as you can see. 6 of these motors, and they drive a 4-bladed fan, and the motor's actually geared up so the fans are running about 5,600 RPM. And this is alloy aluminum frame, and this combination of these motors with these fans at 5,600 RPM and this material of construction generates more than enough thrust to lift this thing up in the air. And anyway, the mannequin got in it and flew off with it, and I have not been able to finish it. I keep telling him to stop it, but he doesn't listen. I did ask him if he would participate in this set of lectures about the audio for Camtasia, and he said okay, he would do it. Okay, and we're back. I got a hold of mannequin in his flying machine and told him to go over into SketchUp and put it on the ground, and he told me that he would. So we've got him, and we'll go behind the next wall over here. And we actually asked mannequin and his flying chair, or his flying machine chair, to go on the other side of that wall, and we'll take a look at this zone of materials that I've drawn out. Now this is PVC pipe. This combination of PVC pipe from the hardware store is probably $30 worth of pipe. These are 1.5 inch, and they have an expander in them that converts the 1.5 inch up to 2 inch. And these verticals probably need to be 1.25 inch, but 1.25 inch PVC pipe should slip right into that. So you can go over here, you can make this thing. These dimensions are, that's 3 feet. That's 1.5 feet. That's 3 feet. So we go over here and we take these loose pieces, or the verticals, and we take the verticals and we put them down into this foot that we created. There's another foot that we created, and then we go back over to this structure, 3 feet by 3 feet, and it's got inside of it also these expanders that come out to a 2 inch from the 1.5, and we pick this thing up, and remember, this is probably going to weigh 2 pounds, and so one person easily could just pick this right up and slip it right onto there. So there it is. This is sitting inside of that. I think, yeah, you can see that these 1.25s have slipped up into there, and that's perfectly stable. It's not going to work in a hurricane. It won't last outside, but it's not used for that, so we don't need to worry about that. And the other final piece so we've spent, in our budget, we've spent $30 and some time to make this. This is a sleeping bag that I've created in a just disgusting blue color, but again, this is $30 from Walmart. So $30 here, $30 there. Take this sleeping bag and hang it from this roof that you've created. So this is about 5 feet from here to here, 5 or 6 feet. And this is 3 feet by 3 feet. And we'll see over there, we'll go over and see if, we'll knock on this door here, and we'll ask Mannequin if he's ready, and he's telling us, okay, do it. And we put together for Mannequin a station for him to model for us. And you can see he's got his little mannequin chair. And he is sitting there with a mouse, a keyboard, a monitor, and a microphone. And we should discuss this microphone for a second. To just bring out some things. You should, if you can, try to get a microphone that is a microphone that is made to be a microphone to pick up sound. It'll have a good fidelity of picking up sound. In addition, if there's any way, get one of those microphone suspension devices that put the microphone in an elastic cord suspension structure, because this tends to isolate the microphone from bumps and thumps and sounds from the floor and trucks going by outside. You're going to be better off if you can get a boom for your microphone, because it allows you to put it just where you want it. It holds it still for you, but it's easy to adjust it so that you can adjust it if you want. The last thing is get a pop filter. And the audio people will know what you're talking about if you say, well, I want a pop filter, because good night, does that make a difference. And I got one made by Shure. Shure makes a high quality microphone, and I thought they would make a pretty high quality pop filter. And so I wanted to emphasize this just for a second. And so we've got the guy, a little mannequin, who is sitting here talking through the pop filter to his microphone on his station. And the next thing that we want to show is that this structure we created is made to fit right over Mannequin and his desk and his station. And so there he is. We've put this thing in place. You could do it yourself and sit yourself in there. And we'll journey ourselves over here to the next one. And we can see that what we've done is hung the sleeping bag from this frame. And since it's a sleeping bag, I've done my amateur's version of poking out the sleeping bag, and it will drape down onto the table. And you're inside of this chamber of soft sound absorbent material. And what you have created for yourself is sort of a poor man's anechoic chamber. I was hoping that would let you see inside there better, but it doesn't quite do it. But there he is. He's sitting at the desk. This is around it. And what we're going to make the suggestion is you don't need to be inside of this, particularly when it's high outside. Okay, I think maybe I have this where I can let you see how it looks with the little guy in it. There, I've added some transparency to the sleeping bag material. So there he is, or there you are. And what you do is you go ahead and get your dictation put together of how you want it to be from a factual viewpoint. And then when it comes time to redictate it, and we're going to be talking about that with this other set of videos, you redictate it and construct for yourself this little cloth-based anechoic chamber, which will give you a much higher quality sound recording. And Mannequin is saying enough of this. He's ready to go flying again, so we'll let him go.